Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah, called Holoyam La, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Harakakwadash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith in the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 21 and verse 8. It says, "Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. Yahweh shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform." Right? The wicked are definitely plotting and planning, and the end result of all of that plotting and planning and scheming and devouring and oppressing is fire, is utter destruction. Scripture tells us who the wicked are, right? But the wicked will not prevail, right? It's that time again. As you see on your screen, the World Economic Forum, they're about to have their annual meeting. And those of us in the know understand every year when they had a meeting, something happened on this earth, right? That has a major ripple effect upon the rest of society, right? And more so on the poor, right? Because we understand this devil, uses people as guinea pigs in his tests. The mad scientists love to, use human beings and more so use the Lord's people, right? Yasharala, you so-called blacks, you so-called Hispanics, you so-called Native Americans, right? To experiment on, right? So they having a meeting, right? And they are definitely intending evil against, the Lord's people. And they definitely have imagined a mischievous device, but the Lord will allow them only to go so far before he shut it all down. Right, so I'm going to show you some videos, and I'll be back.
This month, the corporate elites gathered in Davos, Switzerland at the World Economic Forum to plan the future for the rest of humanity. Their scheme, which they call the Great Reset, will drain what's ever left in your bank account and strip mine the beleaguered middle class of its remaining equity. During COVID, the W.E.F actually dictated the lockdowns that shifted $4 trillion upward to this new oligarchy of corporate billionaires. The bankers, the investment houses scooped up our homes, advertising that you will own nothing and be happy. They have a plan, but my plan is to stop them. I spent a career as an attorney fighting these corporate robber barons in court. I know how they work. I'm familiar with their impulses to commoditize our lands, our waters, our homes, even our children, and our workers and our public health. I've proven that I can beat them again and again and again and derail their schemes. They spend billions in advertising and propaganda to make us feel powerless. But
that didn't age well. Didn't age well at all. Cause he done joined the team, right? Which no surprise, right? Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, right? And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. All right. So back to these videos.
Why you should pay close attention to Davos and the World Economic Forum's annual meeting. Every year, the World Economic Forum hosts its annual meeting in Davos, where some of the most powerful and wealthy individuals on the planet gather. These are not just corporate elites, but also the people who shape policies, influence global governance, and in many ways dictate what governments around the world will implement. Many people only catch snippets of this event, 5-minute viral clips circulating on social media, without watching the full sessions. But these brief moments barely scratch the surface of what's actually being discussed. In doing so, people miss the deeper context, the strategic language, and the real implications behind their words. By the time your government is announcing new policies, understand that you're already receiving secondhand information. The real decisions are being made behind closed doors at Davos. If you want to grasp what's truly happening, you must go directly to the source. Watch and analyze the full discussions, not just the highlights. These individuals often communicate in coded language, what some might call doublespeak, using vague terminology that sounds harmless but carries deeper implications. Concepts like digitalization may seem straightforward, but listen carefully, and you'll also hear them pushing for greater control by shareholders and investors. This isn't just about technological advancement. It's about consolidating power. It all starts to sound like the formation of yet another global boardroom, a step toward a one-world governance structure. If you truly want to understand where the world is heading, study not just what they say, but also what they carefully leave unsaid. Because in their world, what is unspoken is just as important as what is spoken. Excitata Lux, Fiat Lux, learn something new today.
Truth come back, them kingdom.
Right. Like he said, man, these people meet up every year, and every year they basically dictate, the wave of the world, however the world is going to move from that day forward, whether it be something dealing with, the medical field, if you understand what I'm saying, or if it has to do with, economy, something to do with the economy of the world, right? Not just the daughter of Babylon, not just, Russia, not just China, but of the world, right? Whether they need to, speed up on digitizing everything, all of this happens at these different meetings, such as, the World Economic Forum Davos meetings or the Bilderberg groups. These are real things that happen, and real things come from these different meetings, right? But how scripture just said in Psalms 21 and 11, for they intended evil against thee, they imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform, right? The Lord is only going to allow them to go but so far, right? Go to the book of Job. Job 14 and 5. Right? Actually, 14 and 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Right? So the Lord created the wicked to be wicked. No one can change that. That's how the Lord made these individuals. Right? It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Right? And this devil is trying to go to the forever and forever, even forever, right? Through this, digital world order, through this fourth industrial revolution, right? He's trying to bypass the Most High, right? Matter of fact, hold on. And it's one of the main individuals that's trying to do it, right? I've been trying to look up this man for the longest, because I couldn't spell his name, right? Because he got a awkward name. But this is the individual that said, the God of the Bible. We don't need the God of the Bible anymore. He's old. They have technology to replace the God of the Bible, right? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Okay. Let's see what he got to say. Let's see.
Nobody understood how tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough. And nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals.
There you have it. We are now hackable animals. At the time, or prior to, he was saying that, they didn't have the technology, but now they do. So now you need to look up Neuralink and other companies as such, right? This devil is moving, right? Don't get caught up in, Venezuela or Iran. It's deeper than that. It's a lot of things that's happening on this earth, and a lot of it's real things now. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying like it's not happening. It's happening, right? But it's a lot of it is distractions, because a lot of these nations work together, man. A lot of these different characters that we see, on social media, on the news, from country to country, they work together, right? Don't get it twisted. Don't get caught up in the theater of the world, right? But either way it goes, like Scripture says, it's only so far this devil can go, and the Lord is not going to allow him to go any further, right, than what's allotted. He cannot go past his time, right? It's a lot. The ultimate, well, like we read in Psalms 21, the fire that the Lord is going to bring upon these people, it's soon coming, right? Because, matter of fact, let me go to Revelation chapter 12. That fire is on the way. You see the nations gathering together, right? And the Lord said that's what he would do, right, in order to, get the battle started. Right? But this is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? This devil has but a short time. So what you can expect is the devil to create different policies, right, that seem like it's combating humanity as a whole, right? Because actually he is, but he more so has a target on the Lord's people, right? Everybody else are just casualties of war, right? Revelation chapter 12, verse 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of power and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai, right? So everybody else is just, just casualties of it. And I said the devil don't care nothing about killing his own, right? So also what you can expect is like I said, the policies pertaining to digitizing everything, and you can expect these policies to be harsh, right? So the peaceful talks that they spoke in times past, that's about, well, it already has for real, especially with President Nero, being in charge. But it's gonna get worse, because Scripture says it's gonna get worse, right? Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, right? A lamb is peaceful, right? the deception of two things being separate, but it's really a part of one system, right? And he spake as a dragon, right? Draconian, right? Harsh. Right? The devil finna start speaking real harsh, through policies, right? And we're already seeing the beginnings of it. It's just gonna get worse and worse and worse, like Scripture says. The plagues will come upon this earth like a woman in the 9th month, right? Like a woman giving birth, right? Like birth pains, right? But ultimately, the Lord, how we just read, the Lord has a bound that they cannot pass. So if they can't pass that bound, then they're basically rushing towards their demise. And their demise will ultimately end in fire, right? Revelation chapter 20 and verse 10, right? And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Right? So that's the ultimate judgment for the daughter of Babylon. Right? Salat. So let me see if I can find some more videos, and I'll just let them play. Hold on.
Many billions of dollars.
Who physically appoints the chairman of the central bank in the Russian Federation?
$350 billion.
Who physically appoints the chairman of the central bank in the Russian Federation? The chairman of the central bank cannot be appointed without certain agreements with the Americans. The governing bodies of Russia are controlled from the USA according to the Constitution.
We won World War I, we won World War II, we won everything before, and as I said, we won everything in between. So I think the Department of War sends a signal, yep. Starting this year, we'll be increasing military sales to India by many billions of dollars.
We are leaving the country with enormous debts. In fact, we are handing over to the next generation a country without a future. Today, we owe the world $163 billion.
President Zelensky said last week that he doesn't know where half of the money is that we gave him. Well, we gave them, I believe, $350 billion. Many billions of dollars.
Obadiah, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? So, I'll end with that, man. Yeah. World Economic Forum, Davos meeting, happening as we speak, if I'm not mistaken. If not right now, then it's coming up. And yeah, prepare yourself for what's to come, because so-called 2026 already started off with a bang, man. Right? It's already bad. So that means it's finna get bad. It's finna get really bad. So stay prayed up, saints. Stay faithful, saints. And just keep on keeping on, man. Scripture says knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. So make sure you stay in knowledge and wisdom, if the Lord allows. Lord willing, he does. All right, so I am with that, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. These precepts in this video were edifying. Call Haloyim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Bahasham Harakha Kodash Shalom Yasharallah.